Why post the photo? If you don't want the likes, the comments, the thirst, the simps, the haters, the all of the above, don't post the photo. You post that, you're looking for all of the comments.
What happens when a WNBA player prioritizes Instagram likes over layups? Ask Angel Reese, whose most recent stunt has even her fans cringing, forcing her to do the unimaginable. However, while Reese is busy breaking the internet, and not in a good way, Caitlin Clark is breaking records in the gym. Here's a crazy idea. What if, instead of spending as much time on her game as she does on her selfies, Reese was walking the red carpet, complaining about her pay, and deleting her social media accounts out of shame? Yes, you read it correctly. In the meantime, Caitlin Clark, dressed like Rocky Balboa in a basketball uniform, is working hard in the gym to hone her skills while managing to find time for charitable work. These two athletes have rather different career paths. You won't believe what Sue Bird had to say about this mess, I promise. Let's dissect it.
Like so much earlier, these athletes are thinking about themselves as businesses, as brands. And it's amazing because they're carrying that with them to the WNBA, and so everything's just bigger.
You are aware of what is wild. Let's discuss the story of 2 off seasons as one WNBA rookie is busy removing her competitors on the court and another is busy pushing the delete button on her social media.
Really fun, rewarding, and also interesting to watch these younger athletes step into their professional careers. Obviously, Caitlin and Angel are 2 great examples.
First up is Angel Reese, the self-described Bayou Barbie, who appears more interested in living up to that moniker than honing her inner game. Her most recent stunt involved wearing a mocha-colored animal print gown with a slit so high it could probably block shots better than she can. But guess what? That little fashion show didn't go over well with her fans.
I understand. You want to wear it, you feel great about it, you got a great body, you play in the WNBA, but you cannot cry. You cannot say anything. I mean, have you seen some of her TikTok posts? Like, she's literally held up an outline after getting waxed. You can literally see all of her business there outlined in blue wax. And I'm like, oh yes, please tell me how sexualized you are. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yes, you heard correctly. Reese's Instagram account crashed more quickly than her hopes of becoming the next big thing in the WNBA. Apparently, some people thought her New Year's Eve attire was a little too spicy for a professional athlete, but don't worry, Reese fans. She's still getting looks on TikTok and Twitter because priorities are right.
How can you wear that and also complain and post it and also complain that you don't like being sexualized? What is the take here?
You know, it's funny. I just did another show right before this one, and we talked about how this younger generation just wants to cry and be victims about everything.
The problem is that while Reese is busy lip-syncing to songs about how amazing she is, her detractors are singing a different tune. They claim that her social media presence is primarily focused on fashion and personal branding, with basketball taking a backseat. It's as if she's attempting to be a Kardashian with a jump shot, but the jump shot part seems optional.
I feel like I'm just scratching the surface. I feel like there's just so many areas that I want to improve in and to continue to get in the gym and work on that every single day.
Now, let's change the narrative and discuss Caitlin Clark, the person who is truly living up to the expectations. Sure, she participates in some off-court activities such as charitable work and golf, but guess where she spends most of her time? In court, people. It's stunning. What if I told you that Clark's off-season regimen could make even seasoned professional athletes sweat while she perfects her pose? We're talking about tough training, exercises, and yep, the real basketball innovative idea.
Got a new coach who's going to give you new looks, new game plans. You've got another year with Aaliyah Boston, likely Kelsey Mitchell, Lexi Hull. And then you've got the moves that the Fever can make in the offseason, whether it be free agency or the draft, to bolster the roster.
While Reese is busy building a house of cards with Instagram posts, Clark is working on her already impressive shooting accuracy, strengthening her mid-range floater, and honing her left-hand game. It's like she's building a basketball empire, but perhaps Reese just needs some guidance from a WNBA legend. Wait.
Now they're in that world. And so my only advice is usually just to make sure they keep basketball the main thing, because at the end of the day, that is your vehicle.
The WNBA legend recently entered the ring, and she's not holding back. Let's be honest. When S-Bird speaks, everyone listens. This time, she has some advice that has everyone wondering if she's trying to save Reese's career or predict its downfall. You know what's wild? While Angel Reese is busy trying to break the internet, Sue Bird just dropped a truth bomb that might end Reese's entire career.
It's your vehicle to, Angel Reese has a podcast. It's her vehicle to be a podcaster, right? Whatever Caitlyn ends up doing, it's the vehicle to get you to that point. So you always want to make sure that part doesn't fall.
When Bird-related players' personal brands to their on-court performance, she might as well have been staring directly at Reese. She even mentioned LeBron James, pointing out that King James never skips a workout despite his enormous off-court obligations. Bird's warning isn't just about missing a few gym sessions. It's about the big picture, the long game, and the things that really matter in a professional athlete's career. In essence, she's saying, keep your eye on the ball, not the camera. It's as if she's holding up a mirror to Reese and asking, see the difference? But wait, there's more.
It's a balance. You have to find that balance. But when you look at some of the other athletes, particularly men, who've set a little bit of a blueprint in terms of the business and the sport, you never see LeBron miss a workout.
Now, let's make the connection while birds are dropping these pearls of wisdom. Where's Reese? Oh, she's busy with red carpet appearances, podcast interviews, and whining about her pay. It seems like she's trying out for Real Housewives of the WNBA rather than concentrating on becoming a real WNBA player. Here's the thing. Bird isn't just blowing smoke. There's a reason she's a legend, and it has nothing to do with her Instagram following. She's witnessed what happens when players lose concentration on the game. Spoiler alert, it's not pretty. We're talking shorter careers, diminishing abilities, and a one-way ticket to keep in mind when status.
A lot of the videos we see with Caitlin Clark, she's got actual men, grown men out there in her face trying to keep her from making shots and this and that and the other. There's not a lot of hands in Angel Reese's face here. And I am confused by the fact that she's trying to become this long-range player, it looks like. This is... she plays under the basket, or we thought she was playing under the basket.
You know what happens when you put your media visibility above your layup? Your layup starts to look like it belongs on TikTok rather than in the WNBA, and I assure you that Reese has a lengthy online blooper reel. That's exactly what Bird is warning about, but Reese is still all about basketball, right? Well, about that, when was the last time you saw a training montage from the Bayou Barbie that wasn't heavily edited? Let's be clear, there's nothing wrong with building your brand, but when it starts to overshadow your game, that's when the alarm bells should start ringing. However, what is Caitlin Clark up to? We'll talk about that in a little while. You know what they say, when the big dogs start barking, you better listen, and boy, are they barking up Angel Reese's tree right now. It's not just Subber sounding the alarm anymore. We have a full chorus of critics who aren't exactly singing Reese's praises.
She's a rookie in the league whose team sucked, who asked out at the end of the season with an injury, who won't shut up about herself, who ran their best player out of town. The coach got fired, and she started a podcast 5 seconds into the thing, creating all this controversy, showing up.
Let's begin with Dave Portnoy from Sports Big Cheese on the Barstool. He's not one to hold back, and when it came to our favorite spotlight-chasing baller, Pooey didn't hold back either. He went off on what he dubbed Reese's classless behavior. But what's really upsetting him?
First-round draft pick had the season she had, the controversy she had, got injured in a questionable injury, asked out, and then started a podcast gossiping about everything in the league as a rookie? Please.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Caitlin's head down, just in the gym.
Ready to
don't,
go.
You don't hear a peep from her. She cares about you got me wound.
This is the deal. Porn is not buying what Reese is selling because he is tired of seeing her face all over the court. You know, those appearances on the red carpet, the never-ending posts on social media, and the entire look at me routine. In essence, Portnoy's point supporters want to watch ballers play rather than influencers. Hello, Angel. How about you concentrate on your jump shot rather than your photo shoots? Hold on, there's more. Just when you thought Reese would get a chance to go for walks, Shaquille O'Neal is not just any critic. He is the mentor of LSU legend Reese and an expert at striking a balance between on-court supremacy and off-court fame. As a result, when Shaq speaks, people pay attention to what he has to say.
Ouch.
You know who you are? You're the female Antoine Jameson. You know who Antoine Jameson is? He got 20,000 points with his shot. Whatever your shot is. Like, everybody's shot ain't gonna be Steph Curry. Your shot is your shot.
That's hardly a compliment for people who don't know anything about NBA history. Although Jameson had skill, he never quite lived up to the superstar promise. Shaq is essentially suggesting that Reese is a role player who is all sizzle. Masquerading as a celebrity, you would think that with all of this heat, Reese would be going to the gym to prove the doubters wrong. However, guess again, the only thing Rhea appears to be concentrating on is her social media game. Those poorly edited three-point shot videos aren't fooling anyone, Angel.
When she was literally the most inefficient player within 5 foot in all of the WNBA. Any which way you put it, she shot bad from the field. All right, she's 6'3" and she plays under the basket, and she shot 39.1% from the field.
No one is arguing that Reese cannot lead a life outside of basketball, but when your off-court antics begin to eclipse your on-court play, you have a problem. Reese's problem at the moment. Central, you are aware of what true commitment looks like. While some players are busy seeking clout and red carpet appearances, Caitlin Clark is set to show us all. Clark is striving for greatness, and I can assure you that her off-season routine is serious.
I just come out here and try to, play basketball in a way that people love watching, in a way that is going to make my team successful, and the records and whatever, or the stats, that's just what comes with.
You may be asking yourself, come on, is she really working so hard? Well, it's even more severe than you may expect. This is where things get really interesting. Clark isn't just going to the gym. She's turning it into her own basketball lab. We're talking about strength training that would make professional athletes successful, shooting drills that could wear out a machine, and scrimmages that resemble championship games rather than practice sessions. In addition to working long hours, Clark is developing her skills surgically and focusing on particular aspects of her game that will propel her from outstanding to unstoppable.
You guys saw this workout. This workout has gotten a lot of people excited for Caitlin Clark because she is directly working on her weaknesses, which I think is a good look, honestly. I think that's a really, really good look for her because, again, when we're seeing somebody working on their weaknesses and not the glamorous weaknesses.
Initial ball handling in confined areas, although things improved after the Olympic break, there's no denying the intense ball pressure. She bases double and triple teams, which are practically a nightly ritual for her, by honing her control. Caitlin Clark is already a ball magician, but let's not overlook the fact that she led the league in turnovers last season. This was largely due to her teammates getting used to her incredible next-level passes, some of which even they didn't anticipate. Clark is taking on this challenge head-on under pressure. Next, the mid-range game is a huge improvement. Everyone is aware of Clark's legendary logo threes and her dominance at the rim last season, where she shot an incredible 62% within 5 feet of the basket. However, her mid-range shot has been her one weakness, and opponents have taken advantage of it by forcing her into those looks. Now that she's countering, adding a dependable floater and pull-up jumper to her arsenal makes her even more deadly and difficult to stop. Lastly, Clark is practicing finishing through contact. She has never hesitated to drive to the basket, but the physicality of the WNBA is completely different. Beast, it's not only about skill, it's also about developing her strength and emulating game day physicality in order to prepare for the bumps, shoves, and hits that come with life in the paint. The frightening thing is that this isn't just a fitness regimen. Clark is getting ready to withstand the punishment and yet finish strong. The consequences are really dangerous for her opponents because Clark isn't sustaining her game. Instead, she's raising it up and fixing her flaws with laser attention. With a dependable mid-range game to go along with her deep threes and the ability to absorb contact while finishing at the rim, Caitlin Clark excels against double-team teams.
She's back in her natural habitat back in the lab playing basketball. And it's got to be a scary sight for the rest of the WNBA if she gets even better, because it's not as if she wasn't absolutely phenomenally elite as a rookie and arguably the best player in the league after the Olympic break.
When you combine it with her unending range and her accurate quarterback caliber tosses, you're looking at an unstoppable force. It's like giving Superman immunity to kryptonite on top of flight, thermal vision, super speed, and unparalleled strength. Next season, defenders better prepare for the nightmare. Caitlin Clark is about to let go.
So you're starting from a very high place, but as Michael Jordan once famously said, right, the ceiling is the roof. And there really is no ceiling on Caitlin Clark's game because of her vision. I think the thing that stands out the most to me is her court vision. And when you're able to shoot from deep the way she's able to shoot from deep.
You may be thinking, surely all this training comes at a cost? There's no way she has time for anything else. You would be completely mistaken. While putting in long hours at the gym, Clark is also making time for charitable work and fan engagement. She's not just posting thirst traps or starting Twitter feuds. She's out there making a real difference, and the best part is that she's doing all of this without sacrificing her training. In other words, she's not just working on her game. She's building her brand the right way. She has figured out how to extend the day.
There is really nothing you can do as a defense but hope the ball doesn't go in the basket. That's the level of greatness that Caitlin Clark can get to, where the defense's only hope is that she misses.
But hold on, there's more. Fans are loving it because Clark isn't scared to share her journey with them. Her social media accounts aren't just a highlight reel of glamour shots. They're a window into her grind, showing the world what it truly takes to be great. It's not just about the flash. It's about the substance.
The amount of people that have showed up in the stadiums, from the viewership numbers to people really wanting to wear a WNBA player's jersey or buy their merch or whatever it is, or have their shoe. Just how it's evolved in such a short period of time, I think shows everyone, there is real opportunity.
What does all of this mean for the WNBA's future? Well, let's just say that Clark is setting a new standard and demonstrating that you can develop your brand while maintaining basketball as the primary focus. It's not about picking between being a great player and being a marketable star. Rather, it's about being both, but always putting the game first. Let's be honest, people. While Angel Reese is busy chasing the spotlight, Caitlin Clark is out there building an empire. While Clark is quietly working to become the player we all know she can be, Wild Reese's offseason has been a flurry of red carpet events and media engagements.
More people can get out and watch the W or watch the college game or whatever it is, the better it's going to be for the future of the game.
This is the problem. I can't wait to see how this all plays out because there are 5 games between the Fever and the Sky next season. Any predictions? Longevity in the WNBA isn't about how many Instagram followers you have. It's about showing up every day and proving your worth on the court. Clark has her sights set on the prize while Reese, let's just say her priorities, might need a little adjusting. The 2025 season is going to be a real eye-opener. Please let us know in the comments whether you subscribe and enable all notifications so you never miss anything. Then, click the video on the screen, and we'll see you in the next one.